All right, what is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Trying to see where the chat is. I don't understand why there isn't a chat. Let me see what's going on with this chat. Yeah, but I don't see the chat. Alright, just give me a second, guys, because I don't see the chat, and that's going to be very difficult for me to answer questions if I cannot see the chat. See this? All right.
You can use my phone.
Wait. There it is. Duplicate string key. Let me stop this. What the fuck just happened, dude? All right, let's see if this one works. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I think we're good. All right, looks like we're live. All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Sorry for that. That was a bit weird. Not exactly sure what happened. So, it looks like I'm live, but yeah. All right, y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Awesome. Thanks, Atif. All right, what's up, everybody? Thank you for showing up. Sorry for the delay. All right, we're gonna kick this thing off looking at these BLX liquid index for Bitcoin. I got this set up so you can basically see the market cycles of Bitcoin, as basically this is what's important right now. This is what Jordan's looking at. This is why he is not concerned at all with the current move that we just had. All right. This is the weekly, and then I'll go into the actual price chart once I go over this little bit of information right here for you, as I'm only going to focus on these two last market cycles. So basically, once you break out of an old all-time high, that starts a new market cycle. Once that low is put in, consolidation until the time you break that old all-time high. From that point to the time to where you now break out of your new all-time high completes a full market cycle. So from the time this high was put in at $1,177 to the time it found a low, back to the time before it got broken out again, was roughly 1,183 days that it took to complete that market cycle. The last market cycle that we had, going up to $20,000, was 1,085 days. So basically, this is when we had a massive bull phase in that market cycle. That bull phase lasted 294 days from the time you broke out of your old all-time high. Also, in this market cycle, we did not test the old all-time high. right? You did not come back down to retest the all-time high. You found a low at about 31.48, and then you consolidated. Then we had the March scare, right? You all know what that was from. So this was a liquidity crisis, which caused irregular price action, to say the least. But that entire move was retraced, all right? And then you took that move out, letting you know that the bullish phase of this market cycle was still underway. Roughly in this area is where a lot of CTM got long. I added some, obviously, on this dip. This dip was a bad dip. I had lost over 50% of the account, but I didn't sell it. I just added more. So you basically just averaged down, and then it moved higher. So everything was good, hunky-dory. So people want price targets. I guess the last video I put out, everybody was a little bit confused and thought that I was talking about the Wyckoff top being put in, and that's not what I was saying. I was saying that Bitcoin has been following this model in its entire life. In the earlier stages of Bitcoin's development, obviously this was different. Like a lot of crazy price action, but it still went higher. The market cycle from the point in which it made a new all-time high and found a low and then made a new all-time high was only 400, about 500, 600 days. So this was a very small market cycle. Also, this one was too. You could actually argue that this was all part of this market cycle, right? So that makes this pullback on Bitcoin a lot higher. So basically, that's why I'm looking for anywhere from $50,000 to $20,000 to look to re-add once the blow off top happens. A blow off top is essentially when you get a very strong parabolic move to the upside, and then you have several weeks of price action that just trades down and down and down until it finds a market cycle bottom, a low of the market cycle. So if this is where we are currently, to basically say that what's going on, what happened, how long did it take for the 2017 market cycle bull phase to end, the bull phase of the market cycle, it was 294 days. We're 100 and some days into this bullish market cycle. You can see we had a pullback, right? This pullback is identical to this pullback, except it's a little bit lower on the chart when it happens. But if this follows the same plan, then you can have a massive price target of $318,000. That puts you around September, when most everybody assumes that the market is going to have its top. That's when the top will be put in, essentially, if Bitcoin follows what it did in the past. So there's your price target if you want one. Now, I must say, what happened in the past doesn't have anything to do with current market conditions. All right? So you hear that always as a disclaimer. Past performance is not indicative of future results. But Bitcoin is different, because Bitcoin is an asset that has an overhead supply. It has a finite amount. It's not the dollar. Dollars can be printed at will. Gold can be dug up at will. I mean, they say that the supply of gold is dissipating, but how do they know? They haven't dug up the whole entire planet of this wonderful earth. So to basically ponder what a supply of gold that the earth still holds is almost impossible. However, Bitcoin has a finite supply. It was programmed into the asset. It can never be pushed higher. So as long as that finite supply is in, you also have every 4 years the halvening, which cuts the supply in half. Boom. That's why you get these massive runs. You add demand, also FOMO, it could be called, then you get massive pushes in price. So yes, we are looking at this as a pullback in the current bullish phase of this new market cycle. So with that all being said, let's go look at the real charts. The real charts. All right, so here's Bitcoin on the weekly. Let's go to the monthly. Let me get rid of these lines, as I love to start these streams off. Oh, well, damn it. I was supposed to show you something about that. Anyways, I'll get back to that. So here is your monthly close. This is a log chart. It just makes it easier for me to find the last monthly close in that bullish phase of the 2017 run up to complete that bullish market phase, and that market cycle looks kind of familiar as to what we just put in, right? A little bit. So Basically, what you want to watch for, if Bitcoin isn't going to complete the same thing that it did last market cycle in the bullish phase, you can watch the monthly low. If you get a monthly close beneath that monthly low, then we know something is different than what happened over here. It's that simple. Let price be your guide. You can use all those fancy charts, see what the market cycles are, this and that, but in the end, as a price action analyst, price is king. I follow price. I can be bullish on an asset today and be bearish on that same asset tomorrow. And I love it because it's worked out plenty good for me so far. So basically, we're looking for Bitcoin to move higher. This was a push down, a fake out move, if you want to call it that. Basically, what a lot of YouTubers are saying is this is different because it was putting in what looked like a Wyckoff top with a bag sell-off. We were losing momentum, so there was bearish divergence. Here is your bearish divergence on this chart. You were right. When you put in this high, the RSI, MACD, Stokes, any divergence indicator or any momentum indicator is going to be exactly the same, as it uses price to calculate its data. So a MACD divergence way might not be exactly the same as the RSI. Its input and what it is telling you is exactly the same. So there were multitude times in Bitcoin's history. I had it all marked out, but me deleting the lines like a big dumb goofball got rid of all of it. But I was going to show you basically every time that Bitcoin had a run up. You can see one right here. We're in this area here. You can see your divergence started, right? You're making higher highs on price. Let's go get a trend line just so I can show you. Get that off, gone, good. Making a higher highs in price. Making lower highs on your divergence indicator. Right there is your divergence. Boom, boom. And look what happened after. That's a breakout to the upside. And I'm telling you, you can go back and find this so many times. Here's another one right here. Got some bullish going up, bullish price action going up as your divergence heading lower, right? Boom, boom. And it's like that all the way back in Bitcoin's history. Yes, the price action that we see here has bearish divergence, but one could argue that this move to the downside was that bearish divergence playing out. We did take out a key market structure swing low, and that's when I decided to look and say, hey, I'm going to take a step back as we have a daily resistance level right here, right? Let me throw my magnet tool back on and we will start to get into this. So basically, I was looking at this resistance. If this was going to be a dead cat bounce, which it did not look like a dead cat bounce to me, as this bullish candle had a ton of momentum coming out of those lows. And that means something, guys. That's why I said we're going to be looking for, when we were in this area, bullish price action, because bullish price action had the momentum to the upside. You could say that this momentum to the downside, yes, but this candle took out 1, 2, 3, 4 days of price to the downside. You closed above this candle. That is indicative of bullish price action. Now, on Tuesday's early bird morning live stream I did, Ajif was looking for a bullish entry. I gave you price targets, price levels, what to look for, and then where to take your trade, where to put your profit. That played out absolutely phenomenally beautiful. You got a 2-to-1 risk to reward. We were also looking at this right here. We were trading up right at this resistance level on Thursday morning's live stream. And I said I would look for roughly around the midpoint of this bearish candle, or go into a smaller time frame chart and find an area where Bitcoin will run all the stops and find support. Right here was a good one. Right here was a good one. If you put a line on this hourly bearish candle, this is your last bearish candle that was put in after this bullish momentum. You kept making higher highs and higher lows until you found your daily resistance level at 55,740. This is not a time to buy as you are in resistance. You wait for a pullback of price to find a better risk to reward. If you take a trade here, your risk to reward up into the resistance level is minuscule. It's a 1-to-1 at best. However, if you be patient, allow price to pull back to these levels that I point out almost every single time I do a stream, then you can put on a decent risk to reward, right? Your stops would be below here. This time you would be targeting the high for your first target, or your resistance level for your first target. Yesterday was Friday. We had some massive bullish price action on the dollar, which took the euro markets down, took the pound market down, took the Aussie market down. But Bitcoin had a huge momentous move to the upside, breaking above this resistance. So, are you going to buy this high right here? No, you're going to wait for Bitcoin to come down to 56,009 and find support. Or if it finds support just beneath these two bearish wicks, that's where you look to get long, targeting your first high. And this is how you take intraday or intra-week 2-to-1 risk to reward trades. And that's how you do it the right way. Bitcoin is in bullish momentum. It's the weekend. I don't like bullish momentum in the weekend. You did close above your daily resistance level. Here was your last daily swing high before you put in that second bearish leg to the downside. Friday's candle broke above that, closed nice and strong above it, which is indicative of bullish momentum continuing to the upside. You do have resistance right in front of you at 59,790 spot 50. So let Bitcoin find support anywhere in between these areas here on the chart, 56,513 spot 50 or 55,740 spot 50. Look for a support test and hold of that area. Then you can put on your risk to reward, aiming at your next area of resistance, which is 59,790. That would be a nice, probably 5-to-1 trade if you could get your stop right in these areas. All right. So moving forward on Bitcoin, I'm absolutely bullish. This, in my opinion, was a shakeout move to the downside. I will remain bullish until we take out this swing low, as we have just taken out our swing high to the upside, which is indicative of bullish price action. As a price action trader, when are you no longer looking for bullish entries? Once you take out this support down here. If you take that out on a daily closing basis, then this will be looked at as a bullish trap, and price is probably wanting to find lower support areas. But as long as you're trading above this support level is 53,500, you are bullish. Absolutely bullish. There is your support level right there. All right. So moving forward, we will watch Bitcoin. We will look for bullish entries in this area. If price continues to trade down and stop you out, that is okay. You wait for it to find support again and try to take another swing at it. That's how you trade, and that's how you trade successfully. As nobody can predict price, we have to let price show us what's up. Right now it looks up, right? Looks extremely nice. This thing is just, it needed that monthly pullback. It got its monthly pullback. I was looking for a monthly pullback this month or last month. As I said earlier on a few weeks back, that we had 4 solid bullish months and we need a pullback. This gave it to us. So let's see what Bitcoin goes and does now. Can it be a rip your face off rally from this point forward? Absolutely. If I was a bear on Bitcoin, I would not be trying to short it. Not yet, as it has not shown you anything to tell you that this asset is bearish, right? So that's what I got on Bitcoin. Loving it. Bitcoin's making fantastic price action. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's go talk about Doge. As yes, I'm not a fan of Doge, as everybody in the CTM knows. I think this asset is garbage. However, I'm a price action trader. So Thursday before last, I took this short to the downside. This happened Thursday. The trade I took it Thursday morning, but it didn't. It waited until the evening. This was 2 o'clock. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock before it took off to the downside. You can see here we did not take out no support, no important support. On an hourly time frame, this bearish candle is your support level. I took the trade aiming at that support level. This is why I exited the position down here, because I assumed it was going to be a wick and find support at its last support. And it did. This is when I stopped trying to short Doge, as I wanted Doge to go up, find the last current area of support, and turn it into resistance on this bullish breakout. That confirmed to me that the bulls were in charge as you took support and made it your little boo-boo. Here you go. This is your last area of resistance. Boom, break, close above, find support. I got long, putting my stop right beneath this bullish candle, right? And it traded sideways for a long time, and right before it broke out, it did a stop run. However, it did not get my stop, as my stop was just beneath this low. And if I put a line on this chart, you can see just how close I was at getting stopped out. There it is. My stop was right there. So I'm bullish on this asset, and I am still in the position. The position, the last time I looked before I went on the stream, is up 170% as it is levered up. I am trading the perpetual futures on the KuCoin platform. This thing looks like it's going to keep running. All right, it looks good. This is 100% bullish price action. This is a, oh wait, where did the weekly level go? All right, so this 4-hour line right here is basically essentially the weekly level. So let's fatten it up and turn it white so we know that's our weekly level. And let's go back to the hourly chart. So I have moved my stop up to just beneath this clear area of support, because this was the last area of support that was put in on an hourly time frame. I understand that it's very small time frame, right? But all this jump just happened in the last few days. So I'm going to get it right there on that bullish candle, as that's the last time we traded at that price on a closing basis, and you have since left the area. So my stop is right beneath this area, and that would put me right at about a 65% win on the trade if price just slams back down here. I'm okay with a 65% winner. As a new trader, it's important for you to understand. I know you get anxious when you see all these profits in your P&L, because it's unrealized P&L. So stop looking at it as it's money in your bank, because it isn't yet. It's unrealized P&L. So treat it as such. If you're in a winning position, you do not have to do anything. The people that have to make moves right now are the people that shorted it at this weekly level. Those people are the ones that have to make a decision. Do they want to get stopped out? Are there stops above the all-time highs possibly? Yeah, I can see that. Because if you take that short at 32 cents and you're thinking the asset's going back down to where it came from, that's a pretty nice trade to the short side. So you could have your stop way above here. So the shorters, the ones who are trapped right now, they're the ones that have to make the decision. As this is a winning trade for me, I have my stop situated. My risk is 100% mitigated. I don't have to do anything. I can simply let this thing keep doing what it wants to do until it either comes out and stops me out, or it keeps going higher and I decide, wow, this is just thank you and take my profits. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's going to happen. Do not know. There's no way to know what's going to happen. But there is 4-hour support right here. Let's go to the 4-hour and I will show you, or resistance. 4-hour resistance right here. This was your last close before you broke down. You never went back and tested that level. We have just tested it. So technically this thing could roll over here still. It still could. So you keep an eye on these levels. That's how you trade. Find these levels, see how price reacts around it. We got a nice little pullback on a 4-hour time frame, but you can see that it's not making lower lows. It's still trying to put in higher highs. We are right now trying to attack this level again. This looks to me like it's bullish. This was a bullish pop. If this was a fake out, it would have been sold right back down, took out this entire bullish move. You did not get that. You found support. You moved higher. This thing is putting in higher highs and higher lows. So the next push lower, we want to see it find support to make the next higher low support. That's why my stop is down here. So basically it can pull back. I got plenty of room for this thing to pull back. I'm not stressing it. Being in a winning position means you don't have to do anything. So I've been rambling. Let me get on here and check out some of these chats. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for showing up. What's up? We're going to talk about ETH and a few more assets really quick. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. What's going on, everybody? All right, looks good. Can you take a look at IOTA, says Ramsey. Yep, I sure will for you. I will back up as soon as I'm done and take a look at all assets that you guys want me to look at. How do you decide what to buy and what has the most price potential for a trade? There are so many crypto assets with charts and in a good buy position right now. So that's a good question. Basically, I'm only watching a few charts. Basically, I'm looking at your percent change gainers on the day, because that tells me who's strong and who's weak. And then I start to make decisions based upon what the chart looks like. The reason I was bullish on Doge is because, like I said, on this push lower, it came right back up and traded right back up into its range, which indicates that when it made this push lower, a lot of people were buying into it. So this is why I kept my eye on Doge. Doge had a massive move, right? So anybody shorting Doge since April the 11th has been getting wrecked. You know what I'm saying? This tells me basically everything you need to know. The bears their backs are up against the walls. Every time they take swings at this thing, they're getting stomped. And that provides fuel to the upside. So I kind of look for stuff like that. But the way you can find it is you're looking for charts on a smaller time frame basis, daily or whatnot, if you're looking for intraday or intra-week trades, and you see which direction is it heading. Is it making lower lows and lower highs, or is it making higher highs and higher lows? As that will give you an idea as to basically how to base a position on which asset. If you're looking at an asset that is chopping back and forth in a range and not making any range expansion moves to the upside or range expansion moves to the downside, then you simply leave that asset alone and you go find a different asset that is making range expansions to the upside or to the downside. And you can find that in the form of percent change on the day, or percent gainers, or percent losers, and it's all right here on TradingView. Change percent. That's what tells you. Right now we know ETH is up 5% on the day. Let me pull this out so I can show you what I'm talking about. So this is what this watch list looks like. This is how I keep my watch list. I don't look at FinViz that often, as that was just me trying to teach new traders how to find strong and weak assets during the day. This tells you right here at all times of the day if an asset is strong or weak. We know that Algorand is weak on the day. We know it is red on the day by almost 1%. We know that ETH is up on the day 5%. Bitcoin is down 0.022% on the day because it just had a big bullish move. It's doing a pullback dance. So like, this is how I find stuff to trade. Doge is up 10% on the day. Doge is having a big day. We've been seeing Doge have huge days for the last few weeks, whether it's been big days to the upside or big days to the downside. So I felt like it was a decent opportunity to take a trade on it. My bias on Doge doesn't mean anything. Whether I think it's a decent asset or not means absolutely nothing. I follow price. Price is king. All right, so let's go look at ETH real fast. And then I will look at IOTA and everything else. So ETH on the dollar is looking incredible. And it's important, I mean, because like I said, I'm a bit perplexed to say the least, because dollar had such a massive move to the upside Friday. I mean, look at this push. Let me get it on a daily chart. Look at this thing. Boom. Big explosive day to the upside. So am I expecting this thing to turn around and become bullish? Absolutely not. It's in a long-term downtrend. We had a dead cat bounce and then it got sold into. But tomorrow we'll discuss dollar ranges. But the fact that it did have such a strong day on the same day that Bitcoin had such a strong day, kind of perplexing to say the least. Because usually when dollar's strong, obviously Bitcoin, it trades against the dollar, it would be weak. So Bitcoin is strong. So is Doge versus the dollar, Doge versus everything, essentially. This is a pullback on Bitcoin. This is not a selling pressure. It doesn't matter what size time frame chart you look at. This is a simple pullback. It's finding support right now. Once it finds support, you can expect another bullish expansion move to the upside. A nice big expanding range candle like this to break out above the next resistance level, or trade sideways until it finds more aggressive sellers. You just have to wait and see. But ETH is looking extremely strong, even especially right now. ETH is having a nice push to the upside. So I mean, Yeah, it gave you one little opportunity to buy this thing, and it's had just nothing but green days ever since. I mean, it's fantastic. That's what you want to see, because it shows you that the people that were shorting the asset at all-time highs were wrong. This wick up through the old all-time high was a stop run. Then you had a push down to the downside, which got everybody assuming it was short, but nope, it was a fake out. Pushed back lower, and then boom, found your support right there. So once you put in this support level here, this was your daily support level. So you tested this support on this push down, and this push down. Because remember, with this wick going lower, this was a red candle. The fact that it closed hugely strongly green on the day, taking out 2 days of price action after testing support, and is indicative of bullishness. Even on this push down, right? That's hard to trade. I'm not going to sit here and say that that was an easy trade. It's not. Crypto trades crazy sometimes. But you can see once you put in this last bearish close on the daily, this is why the closes are so vital. You can see you never did close at that price again. And this was your last time you tested it. That's where everybody stepped in, got long on this thing, and they are winning. It is moving higher. There really isn't anything to do on it up here as you're running out of momentum. Even though you still have a little bit of bearish divergence. Even if this thing closes where it is right now, it's still slightly lower than this high. I don't really care too much about divergence because, in my opinion, it always gets destroyed. It always gets destroyed. I mean, just don't even worry about it. What I'm trying to say is you don't want to buy it right here. You want to wait on a pullback, let that momentum cool off a bit, let the asset find support. First area of support that I will look for will be that high right there, as that was your last resistance level that you broke out above. It was tested, and yes, a pullback to this area would still remain bullish. All right, still would look bullish. Now, if you get there tomorrow, that doesn't look so bullish. But if you slowly come down and find support, I would look like in the smaller time frames, look for these areas of support first. You know what I'm saying? See if these areas hold support first. That's your first one, 2781, spot 15. Doesn't really give you a great area of risk to reward from here. So I would look for the lowest one, this one down here. This is the one I like. It was tested multiple occasions. So what you could look for is you could look for a wick down to possibly test the closing of that bearish candle, and then a rejection back above the 267 or 2667 level. So a wick through and then a close above. That would be indicative of bullish pressure, right? That would be saying, hey, we checked support, we found support, we also got underneath all these lows, so we stopped out all that liquidity, so we now have enough liquidity to make another move to the upside. You take out that level on an 8-hour closing basis, then you gotta look lower, right? It's the same level, so that's how you do that right there. Looks nice, right? I don't know if it'll go down there, obviously, but if it does, that'd be a good spot to look for a support test and a support hold, because this thing is absolutely extremely bullish to the upside. Now, I was looking at ETH versus Bitcoin yesterday on this push lower. I got stopped out. I did take a trade on it. I was watching the hourly chart, right? Watching the hourly chart. Once we did this little dead cat bounce here, let me extend it for you guys on mobile. All right, came down here, put in this low, took this out. So I got long, and I just put my stop beneath this this bullish candle. You can clearly see that this came down, stopped me out. I was a little bit too aggressive. This was a lot of bearish momentum. This was a big push down, and then followed up by another big push down. I should not have been so quick to jump on that trade. That is my fault, as I am only human. This is the last area of support on an hourly closing basis. You can clearly see that. See that? See that? So I should have been watching that level, and I should have waited for another test of it before getting long. Had I done that, I'd be in nice shape on that trade as well. But I lost 1%. The Doge trade is up 170%. So I could afford to lose 1%. So, but that's it. ETHXBT looks fantastic. It looks like this was just a shakeout move. I was watching the 0.5 level, this 0.500 level, as it's been a pretty big level in ETH versus Bitcoin's history. Oh, that did not work. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably wait on ETH versus Bitcoin, as ETH is stronger than Bitcoin, and it has been for several days. Let's go look at the daily. For several days, you can see this thing has been absolutely crushing it. So yeah, I'm going to be watching that 0.50 level, but it's right here. So I don't know. I may wait for another daily test of the 47.73 Satoshi level, and then maybe look to get long on there. I am looking to want to take a long position on this. I do think this thing is going to make a run, right? It's making a run, but I mean, yeah, this was a nasty push. This was that Kraken day that the Kraken wick came down and smoked everybody. Look at your next couple months after. So just try to look down on a bigger time frame. Try to let your decision making happen on larger time frames, larger levels, as that can sometimes keep you on the right side of the trend. The trend is up, so I'm looking for bullish entries on ETHXBT. And then nothing else is really going on today. Atom's having a nice little push, but I mean, let me go into the daily. We're above weekly resistance, which is good. You know what I'm saying? That's weekly resistance. You go into a daily, you can see that, you know, you've been trading around that weekly resistance level. So this push lower, depending on how this daily candle closes, will it take out its daily support level right here at 41.95? But this is versus Bitcoin. We will see, right? You're trading at your daily resistance level. So maybe a pushback down there to 39.61 Satoshis might be a good entry. I don't care about Ethereum Classic, so I don't ever even look at it, as it's over with almost. And then we will go look at some the big movers on the day. Compound versus the dollar. Just another massive day. Yesterday was a massive day on this thing. This thing has been extremely bullish, guys. Extremely bullish. This was a push lower. Looked like it was going to head lower, but once you took out your daily resistance level, you had to know that it was coming back in for a retest of support, which you got it. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's get rid of this level, as this was your signal, right? This is signal. Follow signal. This was your last support. You took it out. So this up here, you needed a daily close back above, because if you failed there, that still looked like the shorts were in control. But you did not fail. You got a closure above. Nice big breakout. You came back down. You retested it for several days. Came back, retested it. Boom. See ya. So people were buying that level. It's obvious in hindsight, but that's what you're looking for. You're looking for this type of price action. There's nothing left to do on it. Your next area to look for support on Compound is going to be $659. You are trading at all-time highs. All-time highs. So see what happens when you get down to 659. See if you can close daily candles above that level. If you do, you might be able to find a nice short-term trade targeting whichever level this decides to put in a top. Right? But you can't buy highs. You just can't do that. That's a terrible risk to reward. Doge, obviously, we know is doing good. AAVE's killing it too. Nice push above, found support. We were watching these levels, but this type of price action is kind of difficult to trade. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. As we are now obviously showing that this thing wants to move higher. We did find support. We have not closed above your resistance yet. So there's nothing to do on AAVE yet. You gotta wait for this 466.96 level to confirm a breakout above it, a daily close above it, a strong daily close above it preferably would indicate that is a breakout. So then you want to watch that level on a retest, 466.96. If you get that retest, you do have a swing low to put a stop placement below at 419.98. You will be targeting that all-time high, which would give you a 2-to-1 risk to reward on that trade. So let's line it up. Here's your lows. You want to make sure your stop is below them. You enter, if you enter there, you target your old risk level, which is at old all-time high, 2.63 to 1 risk to reward. That's if it comes back in and tests that 466 level. I believe it will, is what I'm trying to say. These things, when they break out, they generally get retested. If this daily candle, which closes in 5 hours, closes beneath that level, then obviously there's nothing to do, as this is a failure to break out. It's a failure to break out. So you want to wait for this thing to close nice and strong above that level, come back in, find that level again, treat that level as support, watch it on an hourly basis. If you start closing hourly candles below that level, then you want to maybe wait and find an hourly level of support to then base that bullish entry upon. Obviously, if you start getting down here, then something is changing, or it's looking for lower prices to find support. This is a bullish price leg to the upside. It does look bullish to me. Definitely looks bullish to me. And that's it. That's it. Everything else is meager at best. So let's see what you guys got to say in the chat. What's up, everybody? Sorry about the little ramble at the beginning. The rant. I'm a good ranter, if you haven't noticed. All right, let's see. Where was that at? IOTA. Hello, Heath, CTM people. Do you think 3.5 March is acting like this week's reactions? I don't understand that question. Eluse, do you think 3-5 March is acting like this week's reactions? Sorry. There, Ramsey, can you look at IOTA? Let's go look at let's go look at it versus Tether. IOTA is extremely bullish as well. You found support. You did close above your daily resistance level. Barely, though. I don't like these little itty bitty closures above, as it, but it's testing support. Multiple days, testing support, seems to be finding it. Looks like it's using that bullish candle's opening price as support. 2.0856. You're testing it and you're holding it. Let's go look at an hourly. See what it looks like. All right, so you came lower. Now you're making higher highs and higher lows. Beautiful. This is what you want to see. If you get an hourly closure below this level, that's not really what you want to see. But there are two other support areas on an hourly chart that you can watch. You get closures beneath each one of those levels, then this is going lower, looking for lower prices to find support. I don't like the fact that it's doing this, but it does look bullish. It is ramping up. It looks like it's ramping up as the buyers are getting more aggressive, which is indicative of the higher low support areas, right? Buyers buy it up, buyers buy it up, sellers get involved. Sellers get involved. Buyers are not allowing it to get lower, which is why if you start getting lower closures, let's bring this level down, as this is your last hourly support level. This is going to be the main level to watch. You could possibly take an entry on a retest of that. This looks bullish. It looks like it's ramping up, getting ready to take off. But if you start getting hourly closures lower, then the sellers are more aggressive and it's time to wait for support. This thing's probably going to take off soon. It looks good, man. It's trading at highs also, but most of these things are. But yeah, I mean, this is your bullish impulse leg to the upside. Bullish. 4 days of retracement. It's absolutely what you want to see. Your next move out of here is going to be bullish, in my opinion. If you get a big breakdown and a big bearish push, then this would be a bull trap. But as long as you're not getting that, this looks good. So I'm bullish on IOTA. At some point, there aren't enough dollars in the world to support an infinite parabolic price increase. You're right, there's not. That's why you still believe in diminishing returns. Yeah, I mean, think about it, dude. It's hard to think that an asset can just keep having parabolic moves of 1,000% every time it has a new market cycle. I'm a price action trader. I believe in Bitcoin because it has infinite supply and the demand is massive. It's always going to be massive. So, I mean, follow price. You can believe in diminished returns if you want. I'm not here to tell you that your beliefs are wrong. I'm a price action trader. I trade price. And my bias can change from day to day, my friend. Day to day. How do you decide? Oh, answered that question from DJH. BTC this cycle went below average of past 2 cycles, and it looks as if it's going below past cycle. You have to basically tell me what you're talking about, dude. I mean, I don't understand what you're saying. So let me pull up that BLX index again, because those are your market cycles. If you're talking about a smaller market cycle, man, then that's different. But these are your main market cycles, right? This was your old all-time high. This, when you found the low and then traded back up to it, this was a market cycle. This was the bullish phase of the market cycle. This was the bearish phase of the market cycle. This found support right at its old all-time high. Then you broke out. That's your new market cycle starting. Then you new market cycle starting, bullish phase of the market cycle, right? This was the run up to 19,000. Then you did the same thing after you put in that high of your bullish market cycle, a bullish market phase of this new market cycle. You found a low. That low was a lot higher, almost 200% off the old all-time high, and it found it. And that low was supported until we got this new breakout of this market cycle. So now we are in a bullish phase of a new market cycle. And some people are looking for 50K to be the new low of this market cycle. I follow price. I just put this info out to basically help your understanding as to the market cycles that Bitcoin has been putting in. So, I mean, can it go all the way up to 318? I don't know, but that would be a 1,500% increase, as this one was a 1,500% increase. So if this thing rolls over, fails, takes out your old all-time high, then obviously it's diminishing returns. But until you find a high, you can't say that it's diminishing returns. Not yet. This thing is just getting started. It looks terrible on a regular chart. That's why I put it on log, because it just looks insane on a regular chart. This is your regular chart. This is what it actually did. Boom. Yeah, it looks disgusting. But the logarithmic chart scale shows you percentage increase. So yes, it is diminishing, I guess, if this is the high. But I doubt it is. I don't think it is. It looks good to me. That can be the case if there are another major player who sucks up the liquidity. ETHUSD, yeah. I mean, think about it. If the demand stays the same and the supply gets cut in half every 4 years, the asset can only go up. I mean, based on just straight supply and demand, it can only go up. Yes, it can have bear market cycles or bear market phases in the overall market cycle, but we have to wait. This thing's got to put in a high. Has to put in a top. This is not the top. What's up, CTM Heath RED? What's happening? Hello, Janet Swift. I am 170% up. Damn. Yep, 170% on the Doge trade. It's looking really good. Elon on SNL. Doge sell off tonight. Okie dokie. I got my stop in place at Colin. Appreciate the help. I am in place. And I will exit that trade with a 60% win. It looks like I got a super chat, but I do not see it. There it is. Thank you, PK, for the super chat. It just showed up. Is trading crypto on the weekends to be avoided? I trade on the weekends. I mean, it's every person has to make their own decision on what they want to do. The liquidity on the weekends is definitely worse. It's definitely worse, right? The liquidity, there's not nearly the amount of participants in the market on the weekends as they are during the normal trading week. That's 100% fact. However, I mean, I find that sometimes you can get big moves. That big move didn't come out of Doge and Bitcoin until yesterday, and now you're finding what looks to be like continuation. So I mean, that's going to have to be a choice that you have to make, my friend. But I do trade crypto on the weekends occasionally. So thank you, my friend, for the super chat. XLM, let's go look at it. XLMUSD, looking good. Let's go look at the daily. Hang on, let's see what the weekly did. The weekly found support right at a weekly old resistance level. turned into support, got a nice bullish push off of that support level. So right now you're doing this same thing as the other chart looked like. You did break out above your daily resistance level right there at 0.52905, but you can see how this daily close was minuscule. When you want to see a normal looking breakout, looks like this. So like this bullish candle's close was your last daily bullish resistance level, and if you put a line there, you can see how this bullish candle's push, boom, that's a nice strong bullish push. That's indicative of a breakout above resistance. It never did come back and retest support. So this might be the spot to watch, actually. Let it fail here. If it wants to fail here, if it rolls over and comes back down and tests this level, it'll look extremely bearish to everybody, except you will know that it isn't until you take out this swing low, right? If you get stopped out on this, if it pushes down here, that's where I would look to be entering, and I would be targeting this level. That would give you a nice little risk to reward targeting that resistance level. And then if you get a breakout, you were right on the ball with that. Johnny on the spot. It looks bullish, dude. Looks bullish. So right now it's consolidating right above this push higher, but I don't like to trust that. As I said, this close above your daily resistance level wasn't a big strong close, and that's what you want to see. So let this accumulate or distribute whatever it wants to do underneath this resistance level. If it keeps holding that level at support on like a 4-hour closing basis, which it looks to me like it's not going to, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can find support in several different areas to watch. I would look for this area first, right? Let it push down to there. See if it holds on a 4-hour closing basis. I would give you something to watch this weekend. If you guys hear a mower out there, apologize. The lawn people are here. But looks okay, man. XLM looks strong. What's your opinion on DIVI? Okay, I don't know what DIVI is, but I will pull it up and see what the price action looks like. Is it a stock or a crypto? Looks like a stock. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Let me look at it. I'll give you some levels, but I don't know what it is. Looks like the S&P 500, sorta. This is that March scare. You're trading above all-time highs. It's bullish. This is a monthly chart. I don't like this price action. It's impossible for me to get feasible support and resistance levels off of this because it's so splotchy, and I mean, it looks bullish. Watch the $110 spot. See if that area holds a support. Might be in a spot to look. I don't know what that is. ADA. Let's go look at ADA. Cardano. These are old levels. So it did the same thing as Bitcoin did, and it's doing the same thing as Bitcoin's doing. You had a big bullish push off your lows. This was your bullish resistance level. It has been tested as support already. It's already tested it as support. Looks like it wants to hold that area. Your four last sessions, you didn't have what you wanted to see, which was making higher highs and higher lows. You're not getting that, but this is consolidation. All right. You still haven't taken out your hourly resist or support level yet. So I would be watching this level here, 1.32. If you get an hourly close below that level, then you're going to have to watch all these areas to see where it finds support, if it finds support. See, this is a little bit different than everything else, as you did make this push higher, but it's like you're running out of steam. But you still are not closing below that level, so it still looks good. It still looks bullish. I'm not saying that this is a bearish move by any stretch of the imagination. I would only be looking for bullish entries on this asset. Those are the two levels that I'd be watching at this time. Regarding AVE, why do you not consider the last daily bullish candle at 517 as resistance, getting in the way of the trade you mentioned? Let's go look at it. I could have just overlooked that. I don't know. Let's see what you're saying here. Last bullish close at 517. Oh, over here? Yeah, you can. Absolutely. This is going to be resistance. It's going to be your first area of resistance, right? So basically that's what you're doing. You're trying to pick trades off in between these levels. So this strong push up here, if it finds a rejection right there, you can then be looking for a bullish entry at like 466. All right. So yeah, I just missed it is all, but you're absolutely right. That is your level of resistance, my friend. So you're not wanting to take a trade now into that resistance. You want to wait on a pullback out. Then your risk to reward gets better. You see what I'm saying? That's why I have this level marked out, as this is the level you want to start to look for that support to be finding. This is not nowhere to take an entry on this. So sorry about that, my friend. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Heath, can we check Solana, SOLUSD? Absolutely, Mr. Martin. Let's look at it. Man, that thing is just absolutely insane. It's bullish. It's as bullish as it can be. I mean, it's even trading at like parabolic trendline levels. If you threw a trend line on that thing, that's your last main support on a daily level. This thing's just putting in one bearish candle, little consolidation, breakout, little consolidation, breakout, little consolidation. It's testing all-time highs right now. You definitely don't want to be looking to take bullish entries right now. Yeah, man, it's extremely bullish. When stuff is doing this, it makes it a little bit difficult to look for entries. What is going on? Oh, okay, nothing. Gotcha. All right, so let's go into a smaller time frame and let's find some areas. Let's look at the 8-hour first, as it's my favorite time frame. You're being rejected at support or resistance. All right, so you just got to let this play out. This is going to be your last bearish close. This is going to be an area, and this is going to be your areas to watch. These three areas. I would look at the lowest one. I don't like these levels as it's inside of this consolidation. So I would look for this area here, 43.02. If you get a pullback down into this area, you want to see this area hold as support. It can find support higher. It can find support there, and it can also find support there. But I would like it to get down here, as that would be the bottom edge of this consolidation range. Makes the risk to reward just a little bit better, in my opinion. All right, instead of trying to take a trade at the midpoint of this breakout or this push candle, that's just a range expansion candle. The midpoint of that level would probably find some resistance. Some support possible, but your risk is just to where the failing point is, which would be your resistance level. You know what I mean? So that's going to be at least your first scale out spot that you want to look for, an area to look to scale out of a position if you do take a trade. But keep in mind, it is extremely extended. Extremely extended. So at any moment in time, this could lose its momentum and just get a nasty push lower. So keep that in mind. It's extremely bullish, my friend. I really hope you got in a lot lower. Smash the like button. Yes, if you would do that, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Let me roll up as... Oh my God, I missed a lot of stuff. There we are. All right. What's up, Brandon? Brandon's in the house. Conclusion. Top price for this year. I don't expect it anywhere near 318,000. I do understand that we are in a bullish pattern, but I am paying attention to the price action, expecting lower top, lower than 270. Oh, well then you're still bullish on it, so nice. That's fine. There's no way to pick a top, my friend. It's impossible. It's impossible. People are going to try. Do you trade BTC pairs? The B asks. Yes. ETH versus Bitcoin. Litecoin versus Bitcoin. Yes, I trade those. An Aeneas blockchain is on fire, says think, make decisions. We can show retail emotions. I agree with that. What do you anticipate Doge will reach? Well, my first target is that Let's go look at it real fast so I can show you. I think it's this one. Yeah, my first area of resistance is where it's trading right now. How far can it go? Well, obviously it can go all the way back up to touch these last areas of closure. Where this bullish candle closed, failed, it could go there. So you're testing old 4-hour resistance right now. And it's putting up a fight, which is to be expected. This is the all-time high. Like, this is the all-time high price. Your consolidation range of that price. So yeah, this area is going to be tough to get into. If it gets into, the next one is up here. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing for me to do as I'm already in it from way down here. Roughly right about in there. So there's nothing for me to do. My stop is resting right beneath this area right here. Or this area. This is that hourly area. That's where I got my stop. And that will be roughly about a 60% win if price rejects from here and smokes me out with a big bark candle to the downside. You're not late to the party, my friend. A little bit, but not bad. Can you give us what are your trades you hold now, liquidity, or you're just holding crypto? I hold Bitcoin and Ethereum are my HODL positions. I am in a trade on DOGEUSDT on the KuCoin futures platform. I am trading the perpetual swap contract front month. That is it. That is the only trades I'm in right now. All my Forex trades are off the table. That's it. I mean, I hold some stocks like Tesla, a few other things. You know what I mean? But that's a portfolio that I don't really mess around with too much. I do take intraday day trades on some penny stocks. They just have to be to my liking. Stuff like that, man. I'm not going to show you my portfolio if that's what you're asking. Absolutely not. That is nobody's business, as I am not selling anything on this channel. Therefore, I don't have to show any portfolio info. What's up? Let's see here. Ace, man, with the plan. I am long Dash since 276 spot 20. Let's go look at Dash. I don't have Dash on the watch list, or do I? No, I do not. Let's go look at it versus Coinbase. Let's get on the weekly. Hit this. Boom. You're in it since 276.20. You're in at the highs, but you're green on the trade. So it's important to try not to let it become a red trade, right? So you must have entered in this area here on one of these pushes lower right in here. If you're holding it for like a long-term hold and it's just a small portion of your portfolio, then you can hold it as long as you want. If you are trading it and you just entered the position, it looks good to me. You haven't taken out any major resistance levels yet, and this thing is doing the same thing as XLM and a couple other ones we looked at. It did get a daily close above your daily resistance level, but it's a minuscule daily close. I don't necessarily like those. As of right now, you can see your daily candle for today is a retest candle. That is all this is. When you see these little range candles, it's an inside day. It's trading inside the current day's range, makes it an inside candle. It's a consolidation candle. What you want to see on the next candle is a range expansion, or a couple consolidation candles is okay too. But eventually you do want to see that range expansion to the upside. If it starts to come back to your entry, you then have to ask yourself, are you willing to take a loss on the position? If you are, then leave your stop where it is. If you're not, move your stop just above your entry. This way, if it does come back down and takes you out of the trade, you exit the trade with a slight green profit instead of taking an L on it. That's what I would do, Ace. Hey, Brandon. That's what DeFi Ant says. I'm new to this stuff. What does bullish mean, anyone? It means going up. Prices going up, Cole Varney. Bullish means prices heading higher. Bearish means it is going lower. Oh, somebody else already answered the question. Sorry about that. What is your opinion on TRX? Let's go look at TRX. Cracking. It's bullish. It's doing the same thing as everything else. All right, now here comes the drop frames, but it's okay. It did at least last until the stream was almost over, so awesome on that. So you're in the daily resistance, right? The underneath side, you did not break out on a daily closing basis above that level. You are testing it though. All right, so this can still be just a dead cat bounce from this leg lower. And as well, until this level gets a daily close above, you got to be careful on this asset. This is your fib level of your descent. You are just now testing the 50% marker of this leg to downside. The reason that you got to be careful is because here was your last daily support level. You clearly got closures below, close below, close below. So this is your first bullish candle, your first green candle. So you definitely need a closure above that level. As long as you are closing daily candles below that level, sellers will re-engage this asset. So I do not like it as much as I like the other ones. It is still extremely bullish. I'm not saying I'm bearish on this asset. It is extremely bullish, right? You could pop a trend line on here, look something like this, boom, boom. Or over here even, boom. So I'm not bearish on this thing until it takes that out. But I just would be careful about taking longs ahead of resistance. You definitely want to see a bigger pullback than you've got right now to make your risk to reward a little bit better. If you are going to take a trade inside of this price range, you want to get an area where your risk to reward becomes better for you to take the trade. I would watch this bearish candle right there, 0 spot 12. Price comes down to there. You can then look for rejection. If you're getting that rejection, you got an area to put a stop against. Being these lows gives you a 2-to-1 risk to reward, aiming right back up at that resistance level. That would be the only trade I would take on this asset. And since you did not take this level out on a daily closing basis yet, it's a 50-50 trade. What are your thoughts on, where was that one that I just looked at? Rep. Okay, there it is. All right, so I'm in good shape. Current price is about 7 cents. This is something else. What are your thoughts on rep? Thought I would have an opportunity to rip. Let's go look at it. Waiting for a rip. Let's see what we got. Nice. There's your closure. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is what you got on this asset that you didn't have on the asset that we just looked at. You got a daily breach above. Boom. Now you're looking for support. I do not so much like the fact that this bearish candle is almost engulfed this price action, but the close will be what matters, not the wick. Wick is okay, as it could have just been testing this price here. So what you can watch is you can watch that price on a smaller time frame and see what happens. If it comes back down, you might be too late. Yeah, might be too late. This was probably your entry. So now watch this bearish candle. And then your first target's going to be that right there. Right? That area there. So that would offer up a 2-to-1 risk to reward. If you get a pullback down to this bearish candle, let's just move this down a little bit, as you have already moved away from this level. So let it push up, come back down, treat this level, 41.30, as higher low support. You got to put your stop beneath this bearish candle's wick low. All right? This is not financial advice, obviously. If you take the trade and you lose, it's not on me. But that gives you a nice 2-to-1 at least, maybe like a 2.5-to-1 risk to reward, aiming at your old resistance level. And that's what I would look for on rep. Dogecoin will be $1. That would be sweet, Bism. Mahal, that would be sweet. That means my position would probably be up like 500%, 1,000%. AVAXUSDT, please. Let's check it out. Need an A in there. AVAXUSDT for Alex Lee. Testing weekly resistance right now. Let's go look at the daily. Nice. Beautiful. This thing looks exactly like Bitcoin. So this day doesn't look good. That's okay. You get a push down to here, 28 spot 246. I'd be looking to buy it right there. If it was me, obviously I'd want to see some rejections on like a 2-hour or a 4-hour chart. At this level here, gives you a wick low to throw your stop beneath this bearish candle, aiming back up towards your resistance level. And then you would probably then get the breakout if the bulls are still going to remain in charge, as this is a daily chart. Now, this one doesn't look as good as Bitcoin because it did ultimately make that higher low and then lower low, right? So, I mean, a lower high and then a lower low. So, but near-term price is bullish. This is exactly straight up bullish. So I like it. I would look for bullish entries. The way this price action traded all clunky and sideways for so long, I'm pretty sure you're underneath your moving averages. No, you are not. You are back above them on a daily closing basis. Fantastic. You have to look at bullishness on this entry. I would look for that level down there, my friend, 28 spot 246. That would be the honey hole, in my opinion. But it's got to come back down there. If today you get a strong push up out of this 32 spot 824 level and you close above it, then you're going to have to find higher support. It's bullish. It's moving higher. What does resistance mean? Like where it's peaked or stuck? Resistance is an area of price where it closed last. It's hard for me to explain it to you. I mean, you just have to watch a lot of the videos, man. You can go back on my channel. You can Google it, find other people's support and resistance levels. And over time, it'll start to sink in. That you're asking questions that I can't give you the answer to in one day, unfortunately. So you can go back and watch my videos if you want, or your favorite trader YouTubers' videos if you so choose, and learn what support and resistance levels are. A support and resistance level is a price point at which price closed at. That's a resistance level. So this bullish close candle closed at 27.42. That means anytime 27.42 gets closed back above, that then becomes your new area to look for support test. I need lawn people, haha, says Travis Hagen. Where are we at? Yeah, I don't know if Cole is punking me or what. But whatever. You guys are going way too fast, man. I'm way up here. Let me see here. I'm reading, guys. Please forgive the silence. I'm just trying to catch up to these questions. ICX for Giannis Panos. I hope I'm not butchering your name as well. ICXUSD. This thing has very little liquidity in it. You can tell by the nasty wicks and the gappy price action. Very little liquidity. It's absolutely bullish. You're testing this resistance level. So this bearish candle would be a valid level. It's just I don't like dojis. So what I try to do in this circumstance is I try to find your last area. This would be your last area of resistance, 22 spot 2356. If you get a push down to that, maybe you could look for bullish entries on that. Yeah, be careful, dude. Be careful trading illiquid assets. But it's absolutely bullish. Absolutely bullish. I mean, yeah. You're trading at all-time highs. Absolutely bullish. There's not really much I could say. Watch that 2 spot 2356 level. See if that level wants to hold a support. It may not. Thanks, brother. Would you mind explaining why sometimes you have to take profit price, at other times you let something run with a stop loss set after you made some profit? Dave Griffin, I take profits in Forex because I'm trading with a lot more money than what I'm actually these with KuCoin and Kraken. I am new to these platforms. I'm essentially being like Elon Musk and testing liquidity with a lot less money. I'm just testing the platforms. Is it easy to get in and out of trades before I throw real money on it, right? So I will work my way up. Since the money is so small and I'm just testing out the platforms, there's no point in me taking profit on Doge either. But in Forex, on my main account where I'm trading with quite a substantial more amount of money, I am managing the trades intraday as I'm trying to take profits off the markets, out of the markets on a daily basis. So that's why. Once I get I guess more acquainted with these two platforms, then I will be treating them the same exact way that I trade Forex now. I do like crypto, my friend. What's ETH going to do in the next 24 hours, you reckon? I don't know, bro. I have no clue. The next 24 hours, it's impossible to say. Right now, it's trading higher, but it could absolutely be trading lower in the next 24 hours. That's an answer no trader can answer. It's bullish. Chain and GRT, please. I'm going to have to start wrapping it up, so get them in if you want me to look at them. Chain USD. No. Chain Tether. Binance. That's ARP. I don't even know if that's right. You said chain. Yeah, I don't see anything that just says chain. Is it code chain, ARPA chain, crypto.com chain, pirate chain? It just the word chain USD does nothing. Nothing. USDT, nothing. So I don't know, but I can take a look at GRT, absolutely. I know I'm dropping mad frames because my music's skipping. It's trying to break above its current resistance level at 1.59, right? It's trying to. I say trying to because it has not closed that daily candle yet. So that's going to be the level that you're going to be watching for now. If you get a nice daily strong hold above, way above this level, then I like that level. So you can watch that level for a retest to see if it wants to hold a support. At that point, I would possibly look for bullish entries as the asset is bullish. The asset is bullish. You are trading. That level is mixed with your 50 and 20-day EMAs, so that might count for something. You definitely want to see this daily close above that level. That level is going to be crucial. As long as you do get that close above that level, then you can look for possible support tests of 159. That's it. That's all I got for now. I would be targeting this level up here at 1.92. Or actually... yeah, that's the level I'd be looking for to hit. I like that one the best. So if this area holds a support, you'd be aiming for that area there. You lose this area on a daily closing basis, and you're possibly heading lower. And this would be looked at as a bull trap. Sorry if you've already looked at which ETHBTC pair. Yeah, I did look at it. I am bullish on it. But I will look at it real fast again for you. I might not get to all these questions, guys, and I apologize in advance. I was just talking too long, I guess, and I'm like, my brain isn't working. Let's go to ETHBTC. So here are the current levels that I'm watching. The only reason I'm watching this level is it's because it's the 0.0500 level, and if you like throw a line, let's throw a line on the chart right there around that area, and I will show you what I'm talking about, and then go back into current or older price action. You can see that it was a level of inflection right there, here. I mean, it's been a pretty important level in the past. It's like the halfway spot, so to speak, right? So I'm watching that to see if we can stay closing at least dailies above it. Obviously, I want to see a weekly close above that yellow level, that line, but I don't know if we'll get it or not. But I am bullish on it. This is absolutely bullish price action. Yesterday was a pullback. It's already about to be engulfed. Already about to be engulfed on the day, aka outside daily reversal. So I mean, there's really nothing to do. Yesterday was the trade. Yesterday. I took the trade yesterday and I got stopped out because I was a little bit too anxious. If you were to choose 4 altcoins to hodl until SEP cycle, what would they be? Well, I like ETH. I like Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's not an alt. I like Cardano. I like Compound. Compound's been making massive moves. Uni's a good one. I know Uni's a platform, but that's about it. That would be a Brandon Crypto Trades and Tech question, my friend. He knows a lot more about alts than I do. And he's right there. Uno mas, like, por favor. Thank you, Brandon. There's Brandon right there, as a matter of fact. Brandon, answer that question for him. Your top 4 hodl alts. ETH next retest will be after 29.80. It's possible. Do you take close price bullish candle and downtrend? Do you take close price of bullish candle and downtrend? Yes. Hold till then. TRXXRP. Oh man, I bet the liquidity is beautiful on that XRP. I will go look at it for you though. Oh, it's not bad. It's crazy, man. It's trading crazy. There's a big range here. Boom, boom, boom. So you were in the middle of it. Near-term price action looks like it's trying to head down. This is your descent. You took out all of these daily levels of support. However, you did not take out this one, so I would keep an eye on that one right there. 0.07458, as you have not breached that level yet. But I must say, this looks like it is trying to breach that level. This was a nice, strong, bullish advance, but there is your first bullish candle. You did not even get close to it. You tested the underside of it, which is indicative of a selling opportunity. So I would be looking for this thing to get lower. Current price action looks like it's being controlled by the bears, unfortunately. So if you're looking to short it, I would look to short, possibly I would look for a reaction around this level here at 0.09317. Might be a spot to look for short entries, targeting this first area of support. Right? Put your stop above that swing high right there. That would give you a 2-to-1 trade to the downside. I do not like it for bullish entries right yet, as it looks like it's melting. I don't know enough about Pancake Swap to answer that. Osman Yavuz, I'm sorry. 100 likes. Boom. Thank you guys so much for the likes. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for retesting others. I'm more of a technical trader, guys. Brandon is more of the analyst as far as analyzing what current crypto projects are doing. I'm a price action trader. I can tell you levels that I'm looking for, but that's about it. Leaving early, dude. That's all right, David. I'm about to wrap it up, my friend. You didn't miss much. Talk 6 is on tradingview.com. I don't know what that means. He answers all questions. He takes time. I'm trying to, my friend. I am trying to. Also long on CHZ. Apologies, Heath. Link. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there. I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together anyways. Sorry. Chainlink looking massively strong. You're taking out your bullish area of resistance right now, but you got to wait on the closure, my friend. This is going to be your first area of resistance. I'm going to try to rip these out as quick as possible because I got about 5 minutes left. Right here. So you want to see this close above 39.02, right? And you might get this, a test of this level, and a fail at that level is A-OK. That's what you want, right? Because that'll give price an opportunity to pull back to this level to look and see if this level wants to hold as support. Technically, you could break all the way down to 36.79 and still remain bullish, right? But any closures beneath this area, I would not be looking for bullish entries anymore. But if you don't get it there, look for it there, aim for that. Boom. That's what I'll be looking for on Link. Watch 39.02 for support. If you fail there, watch 36.83 as support. If you fail there, forget about it. If you hold that, I'd be targeting 41.35. Looks good. It's constructive. Looks like it's getting ready to make a new all-time high rip to the upside. My Link position is looking nice right now. Got in at $30. Nice. Nice work. Looks good. Ready for ETH to take off, breaks. Bitcoin can rip some faces off. I feel you, Travis. Thank you, Heath. Have a great weekend. Smash the like, y'all. Yep, you guys do the same. I'll look at Reef. You are welcome, DeFi Ant. Let me go look at that. Reef Bitcoin. Binance, Huobi, ETHBTC. Let's look at a Binance. Oh, it's chopping around, just chopping around. I think 65 Satoshis might be a decent entry. Stop beneath this level down here, as I don't know what you're trying to make on it. I don't know if you're waiting on this thing to take off like a bat out of hell. If you get above this swing high, it will. You know what I mean? Some of these things can just rip. You found support, but this was a leg lower. There are no levels inside of this price leg for me to give you, as these things got very little liquidity in it. It is making another run up. That is your resistance level right there. So what you want to do, let me get rid of this line. This line. This, let me just put this one right here. Watch for a support test at 66 Satoshis. All right. If it pushes up here and fails and it comes back down here, look for right around in there to hold. Obviously, it doesn't have much liquidity, so a big selling position comes in, this thing's going to have a nasty wick to the downside. When would ADA reverse? I can't answer that. I can only follow what price is doing. That's versus Bitcoin. I have no clue when it's going to reverse. I mean, I would have to have some kind of ESP or some kind of stuff like that to answer that. It looks like it's holding support. It did have a bullish breakout, so you're looking for bullish entries. Why do you track Wink Coin? Oh, do you track Wink Coin? Says Harsh List. No, I do not. Thank you, Heath, so much. And then Kimberly Wood, obviously asking about NOIAUSDT, or is it Bitcoin USD? Does it trade versus USD? Just Tether on KuCoin. It's consolidating. It had that breakout. And then look at this. Big daily push off the lows. That's what you want to see. That's indicative of bullish pressure. You came back down, retested old resistance. You did get a daily close below, 2 daily closes below, but you're retesting it again. You sprung right back up out of there and you're retesting it again. This looks like it wants to break out. You are creating some kind of little wedge pattern, sort of like. Not really, but kind of. So watch a trend line. Pop you a trend line on there. Well, no, don't plop a trend line on there because it's looks like it's not going to hold anyways. Just watch the $66 area. You don't want to see a daily closure back below that. It looks like it's trading range bound, so you may get another check of that area, or at least watch the low of that, or the close of that bearish candle if you're looking for bullish entries, as it does look like it is consolidating, getting ready to make a rip to the upside. And BEPROUSDT. All right, I got 2 minutes, guys. I got 2 minutes. BEPROUSDT. I like it. You found a support level and you have taken out multiple areas of resistance. You are currently testing this one. All right. So what you want to do, this one's a little bit too close to near-term price. It is the midpoint of that bullish candle right there, though. So that level might hold a support. It might. Don't just buy it randomly right there. Make sure you're getting confirmation of that area holding a support on a smaller time frame. If you do get a break and close below that level, you are still looking for bullish entries as far down as to there. 0.0125800. I like it. You get a closure back below that, then this was just a lower high, and this price leg to the downside. But you have taken out 2 areas, right? Let's see where this is. You're above all major moving averages. Your 21 EMA just crossed, or will cross if you close here or higher on the day. Will cross back to the upside, which is fantastic. That's what you want to see. Moving averages, in my opinion, show you what momentum is doing better than oscillators. Look for bullish entries at one of those 2 levels, but don't just blindly buy there, please. You got to make sure that it's holding. NAPAD, MEPAD, BNB. Oh man, I don't have anything there. MEPAD, MEPAD. Yeah, I don't have nothing there. Sorry. Matic and Dot, if you came before you go today. Alright, let's do Matic and Dot, and I'm going to have to call it. Apologies, but I got things I got to do. I'm going to do it versus Tether on Binance. This is Matic. Damn, Matic just broke out. See, I don't have this on the watch list. Let's add it as this way I can keep an eye on this thing. But can I trade it is the question. Uniswap. No, I do not see it on KuCoin. I'll have to look out for it on KuCoin. There's nothing to do, man. Massive breakout to the upside. You're consolidating right now, but you're at all-time highs. This thing is extremely bullish. You are buying highs, so you stand a chance of buying the top. You definitely want to see a pullback, but there are no daily levels to gain. No 8-hour levels. You got a 4-hour level, 2-hour level. Let's see if we got a 4-hour level. You got one right down here. Let's see where that 2-hour is. Let's put the 4-hour on there, and then we'll check the 2-hour. So it lines up pretty good. I would watch this area right there for a pullback. 0.60360. You get a pullback to this area. You may not get all the way down there, so watch that lowest bullish wick low. If you throw a wick lower than that and then get a 2-hour close back above this bearish candle, then you're probably going back up from that point. But if you do get a closure below, then look for this area first. This would be my favorite area, obviously, because it gives you a better spot to get a bigger risk to reward entry. But right now it's at all-time highs. And then the other one was, what was it? Matic and Dot. Got Dot right here. Let's go to the daily. Remove drawings. I just put them on there today, though. Right here is going to be, let's see. This hasn't been tested yet, so that's your resistance. This right here is what you want to see. Daily breakout above your old resistance. I like the fact that it consolidated under that level for a day, got everybody faked out, and then booyah shaka, right in your face. So that's a level to watch for a retest if you get back down there. This is going to be your first area to target. This area was hit, retested on this push, so scratch that. This area right here is going to be a target area. So if you get a pullback down into this area, you're aiming for that one. If you get a daily close back below this bearish candle, your bullish trade is swapped, scrapped. You got it? You don't want to see a bearish close below that bearish close. I mean, a daily close below that bearish close. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. If I missed your questions, I apologize in advance. I will try to get to them later on. I do have to, as always, say thank you so much for the channel members and Patreons, as those people are fantastically awesome. It helps out a lot, as this is a lot of work and I don't sell anything. So thank you guys very, very much. Very, very much. You guys make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.